All right. What's going on social media? It's your boy Al. Thank you so much for tuning in. So we have an amazing special guest today, Mr. Syvon Sinatra Sanchez, the current reigning Mr. Continental 2023. Please welcome. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. And yourself?
I am doing amazing, amazing. First of all, congratulations on your win.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
It's amazing. I saw the whole thing on live, and I must say, I was captivated. So, listen, I brought you on the show to get to know you then and now. So, we're gonna go down behind back in history with you. And so, what was the life like before this scene? You growing up? Where did you grow up at? Where are you from originally?
So I am originally from Detroit, Michigan, the West Side.
Okay.
West Side. Um, for those who are from the D, they'll know. Um, I am the first of three. Um, I have two siblings, a younger brother and a younger sister.
Okay.
Um,
The first of three?
the first of three.
Okay, so you're the eldest.
I am.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay, okay, okay. Hmm. So how long was you in Detroit?
I was in Detroit. I left right after high school,
Okay.
99. And
And why did you leave Detroit?
sometimes you just outgrow spaces,
Okay.
even though it's home. Detroit was never one of those places that was a bad place, even though it has a bad reputation at times. But for someone like myself who is a creative, I felt that there was more out there
Mm,
for me to experience in order for me to find myself, in order to nurture my gifts and my talents that at some points in time I felt were hindered
okay.
because of how I grew up in the space that I grew up in.
Okay. So your creativity that you have then and now is led you down the road that you are in.
Absolutely.
Okay, okay, okay. Would you change any of it?
Ooh, would I change any of it? Honestly, thinking back on it now, if you had asked me that question probably a couple of years ago,
Mm-hmm.
I probably would have said yes.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I am at the place in which I am, um, being truly authentic and true and honest
Okay.
with myself, I would say I wouldn't change a thing.
Okay. Okay. That's a straightforward, honest answer. Okay. Okay. So let me ask you this. Um, you have a love for unicorns. Yes.
Yes.
When did that aspire, and how does that correlate with you as an individual?
So, one of my favorite cartoons growing up, because I am such a cartoon addict, it's a very sad movie.
Okay.
However, it is probably one of my favorite movies. It's called The Last Unicorn.
Last unicorn.
Um, very old movie. Like I said, it's very sad
Okay.
story about a unicorn who thinks that they are the last of them, and they are trying to figure out what happened to the rest of the unicorns. Um, and they were all kidnapped and put away, hidden
Okay.
in the sea. Um, have to see the rest of it to kind of get
All
the
right.
gist of it. But um, how I associate with it, or how it came about. Um, they're magical creatures.
Right.
And I believe that those of us who are creatives, or those of us who truly tap into our gifts, um, are all magical in a sense. But unicorns are rare. They are a sign of hope. They are a sign of purity. They are a sign of a lot of different things, depending on where you go with them or what kind. I always associate myself with the black unicorn, which
Okay.
is even more rare. um, but you know, they have, like I said, that sense of hope and that sense of inspiration
Okay.
that you know has an impact on people, and that's how
So
I
you
kind of
said you
consider
correlate
myself.
yourself as the black unicorn.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I think you had a drawing that somebody made you not too long ago. Uh, I have to check that one out. But uh, unicorns actually are very, like you said, mythical, unique creatures
Yes.
and hard to catch. Right?
Yes.
Why do you laugh?
That was an interesting statement. I didn't think about that until you said it.
Well, you know, if you ever looked at any type of, I'm sure you do, because unicorns are your thing. But a lot of movies and cartoons are depicting unicorns as creatures that are hard to catch. You always finding a villain or somebody who yearns for them and tries to grab them, but they're so close, but so far. That's interesting. So let me ask you this: unicorns to me are a I don't know. Just correct me if I'm wrong. Is a unidentified sexual male non-female uh, creature. So with that, I know that you made a post recently about um, your status of non-binary. How you want to speak about that?
Sure. So I identify
Okay.
as gender fluid, um, which, depending upon who you talk to, will fall into that realm of non-binary. Is actually kind of the opposite of non-binary. Non-binary, they don't associate with one or the other.
Okay.
With gender fluid, um, we identify as both
Mm,
simultaneously. Sometimes, you're neither more of one than the other.
gotcha.
Um, and so that is who I identify as. My pronouns are they and their,
Okay.
and so yeah, that's the current authentic journey that I'm on right now.
So when did you really start coming into yourself as far as a non-binary? Like
This year,
this year? Okay.
actually, and again, it's been a different journey this year
Okay.
of tapping into not just existing but actually living
Okay.
in the present moment. And in order for me to do that, I had to do a deep self reflect.
Those are always good.
Absolutely.
Yes.
A deep self reflect. But I was always wondering what was going wrong with my relationship with people, with my relationship with my family, with my dating, with my social life, just in general. And a lot of it was not so much I was showing or putting out my representative, I was just never displaying or presenting my full self. I only gave what I felt like people wanted to see
Right. Right.
instead of giving the all of me. And that's kind of why I feel like my life is in a beautiful chaos, but chaos nonetheless.
So is that the reason why Savion came in?
No.
No.
So I
So
have
Savion and Dame is two totally different people.
they are two separate
Okay.
entities um, under one organization.
I know
If I
that's
could say
right. I understand that.
that.
Listen, get that LLC up. Keep it moving, baby.
So I've had different aliases over my years
And
of
it's
growth and
probably
trying to find myself.
that's
So
probably more so of you evolving, right?
yes,
Okay. 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 Hmm. Hmm.
there have been many versions
That's
of me, to be
well,
honest.
yeah, yeah. I think there's many versions of a lot of people as we grow and learn who we are mentally, physically, and emotionally.
I agree.
Um, and as you said before, as far as taking time out for yourself helps with a lot of process when it comes down to understanding who we are as individuals, what type of people are in our circle, what paths that we want to take, and so on and so forth.
Absolutely.
So let me ask you this, and I know we're kind of going back and forth, but the creative side of you, when did that start taking place and manifesting as you grew?
So I would have to say it's something that's always been with me,
Okay.
even as a child. I would write poetry.
Okay.
Was always into music.
Was anything published?
A long time ago, but that's a long time ago. You never know where those things disappear to.
Right.
Times have changed, so that's when paper, pen. We were actually writing things. That's all gone.
Yeah.
But back then, it was evolving or it was coming into itself, but you don't actually know until it is nurtured and groomed.
Okay.
And so I really didn't experience that side of me probably until high school and beyond.
Okay. Growing up, did you have any people in your corner to root you on as far as your creativity and push you, or was it just a self-driven type situation? And
um,
like you said, as we grew or grow or become into ourselves, we surround ourselves with certain people, and sometimes we don't. We just take the bull by its horn and move forward. So, which direction was that for you?
as a child, I feel like you have your parents who say, "Hey, that's gonna work for you," or "Oh, that's real cute," because that's just what you do as a child. They don't
Right,
really
right, right.
know the fullness of it. So I really don't think that I don't think that my family or my friends knew exactly what it was that I had or how full it was until I was older
Mm-mm.
and I actually, stepped into the realm of doing it, like the realm of singing and or writing or producing
Right.
or something like that.
Okay. Okay. So we're gonna move on here. So a little birdie told me that you was in the ballroom scene back in the day.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
Well, did you belong to a house?
Yes.
And what house was that? Can you tell or no? Can
Oh,
you?
yes.
Okay.
So when I first started Ballroom, which was in 2000, I was a part of the House of Mugler
Okay.
for a spell. I then left ballroom scene for a few years, and then I returned a couple of years ago, and I became a member of the House of Then, and I have since then stepped back out of ballroom clearly to pursue my pageantry
Okay.
career.
Well, let's stay on the ballroom situation. Let me ask you this. So, what category was you in back in the day? What was your
When I first started, I walked both sex siren and body, and then I eventually just stepped back into body,
Okay.
muscular body.
Okay, I can see that. I can see that. What was your most memorable moment about ballroom scene?
My most memorable moment about ballroom scene, or my most memorable moment?
Both could be good. Memorable moment.
My most memorable moment, and I'm so happy it is off of YouTube. Um, when I was in New York, um, Jack Mizrahi, now Gorgeous Gucci, would have what's called Royal Rumbles or
Okay.
Rumble Balls. And there was a sex siren category. I can't remember specifically what it called for, but I do remember that I had on nothing but mirrors, circular mirrors.
Okay.
That's it.
That's
That is all.
so you
And
was a walking disco ball?
I was a walking disco ball. Yes. Yes. And
Mm.
so that had to have been one
Or
of
you was
my
telling the
memorable
kids to look
moments.
at their face.
Hey, look at me.
Look at okay, okay,
Look at me.
okay. That is very interesting. So what inspired your creativity?
What inspired my creativity? The ability to be able to have an impact on the people that you um, touch or that experience you.
Okay.
The reach that you have when you use the gifts that you have.
Okay.
That's what inspires my creativity. And sometimes, or more often than none, whatever it is that's going on around us. And
Hmm. That's yeah, because inspiration comes from anywhere. Just breathing, just reading a book, just watching a movie, just other people. People look at you. You know that you won this huge title, won your dream title, and saying that anybody can do it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
absolutely.
At this point. So speaking of pageantry system, so what's I know you've been in the ballroom and also as well as pageants. What is your current titles that you hold, excluding the current one that you have
I have held two previous titles.
now? Okay.
Um, the most recent that I just gave up was Mr. Duval.
Okay.
I held on the COVID, my COVID reign. I held on to that for
I
3
think a
years.
lot of pageantry systems had the same
Absolutely,
situation.
yes. And then before that, it was International God and Goddess.
Okay. Okay. How was God and Goddess?
That was my
And
first actual win,
okay.
and I will just say it was an interesting experience. I had a great queen, but it was just an interesting experience.
And where's God is Goddesses?
Virginia.
Virginia. Okay. 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 Hmm. Virginia. That's interesting. So Duval,
Duval.
I was actually in attendance, invited by my friend Jeremy to come down for the give up as well as the crowning. So let's talk about Duval for a moment. Um, Duval. Now that was my first time coming there, and I can say by far I felt the collective family in Duval.
Mhm.
I was very, very much impressed by the system, by the people, by the just everybody from the judges, from the people backstage, from the people that just was in attendance.
Mhm.
I've heard nothing but good news or good information or good vibes from Duval. So what, even though that you stepped down, how do you feel going forward with Duval? Is Duval? I mean, I hear Duval's once Duval, always
Once
Duval.
Duval, always Duval.
Is that what they say? And
Yes,
that's what they mean.
and that's what they mean.
Okay, okay, okay.
They are not leaving, and
What
you
is
are
your
not
what's your
leaving them.
highlights of Duval
My highlight of Duval,
besides winning?
just the level of compassion, the level of support, um, the education,
Mhm.
and the grooming that happens with Duval.
Right,
There's nothing like it. You also hear from many title holders who also have held the title, who will actually tell you, they did Duval right before they received their dream title.
okay,
So it's like that stepping stone into your greatness, that
gotcha.
that rite of passage. And so it's because of the level of attention and the level of detail and the level of tough love and authentic and genuine love that you receive from Duval, and also the support.
Right, right.
Um,
I can definitely feel that support when I was there. Everybody rooting each other on, whether it was good, bad, or indifferent.
yes.
So my shouts out to Lady Marissa and Rick Finn. Listen, you guys did an amazing job. That was my first time, and I definitely will be back. Just listen, just for the show. Um,